So I will start with basic campaign details. Our Gamedec Kickstarter campaign that went live in March 2020, so last year in the exact time when COVID strikes. So our initial goal was to fund 50k bucks. We managed to reach almost 5k backers. We funded the game in 36 hours. And the final score was almost 350% of the initial goal. Yep, so right now we'll go straight to the useful charts. The first thing that was maybe not shocked us, but it was different than we expected. More than 90% of the backers already had the account on Kickstarter. So make sure that you are targeting your audience properly, because in our case, I feel that we should better, for example, target ad or other things. We thought that we could bring more players to the Kickstarter itself. But the community that backed us already was on Kickstarter, so it's a useful info in my opinion. The same goes to the countries. Last year, for example, I do not have right now information if Russia is on the Kickstarter already, since they are open for other currencies. But in our case, Russia was the second biggest country in terms of Gamedec wishlists. And yeah, as you can see on the following chart, Russia doesn't exist on Kickstarter. So once again, make sure that you are targeting your audience properly, because in our case, it's similar to the Steam wishlist of the Gamedec, that we have United States, Germany, and United Kingdom on top. But like I said, we could also better adjust the ads to reach more players. Poland is high on this chart because the whole Gamedec is based on a book series written by Marcin Przybyłek. So it's pretty obvious that we reached some already open, I can say, target that Marcin created itself with the books. The next thing, this goes also straight from the Kickstarter dashboard. As you can see, this is the traffic analysis. And what is the most important thing, in my opinion, that you have to still work on those external marketing bits, because they are creating the shape of your campaign. I know that it can be difficult when you have, for example, a limited amount of marketing resources or not enough people to handle that. Because in our case, we were 4, 5, I think, yeah, something like that team. And that was our core task, to create the marketing buzz and try to reach as much marketing coverage as possible. So those direct traffic are the constant work on those marketing bits. And we can put here all the things that are going external Kickstarter. So we are talking here about media coverage, about Twitch, about Steam, and all the things that you are doing after the initial 2 days. Why those 2 days are the most important thing, I think that Matt will discuss in a second. But let's not forget about the Kickstarter itself, because it also has a lot of various marketing tools. Right now I mentioned newsletter, recommendation, and all the other things that Kickstarter provides. But I like to compare it to the Steam algorithms. So basically, you do not have enough influence to impact for those things, unless you are pretty huge campaign and you have some kind of visibility built. So what we can recommend out here is to try to reach Kickstarter directly. We did a very simple thing. We just write an email to the Kickstarter staff and ask them what we can do together to boost the marketing visibility of our game during the campaign. And we managed to reach the Project Wheel of badge. That badge gave us the additional visibility. I think on the main page of the Kickstarter, you have some carousels or other slides, places where you can put your game. And As you can see on the chart, there are a lot of grayed out columns or records on this table that goes directly to the Kickstarter traffic. So also try to work on those things, because if you are combining those two direct and external things, you can do a lot of good things with the Kickstarter. So now I will leave you once again with Matt. Matt will tell you something more about the flowchart, the life of the Kickstarter campaign.
Okay, so we have two charts, and the first one, as you can see from both of the charts, the initial couple of days are very important during your campaign, and the last 2 or 3 days are also very important. But it is very crucial to remember that you will have to stimulate your community from start to the end. You shouldn't focus entirely on the start and the end of the campaign. You will have some marketing bits just to support your campaign throughout the whole the campaign. But as you can see, we have focused mostly on the initial start of the campaign. So we just ask our friends just to share the campaign. We have reached some of the media. We already asked some friends from our industry just to back us up, share a tweet or a Facebook post, and it really happened, and it really boosted our visibility at this time. But as you can see, the middle is kind of low. It's normal on Kickstarter. You should focus on the first and the last days. But we have some bit, some high up after the half of the campaign, and it was because we have reached our friends the Owlcat game, so the maker of Pathfinder, and we simply asked them to include our campaign in one of their updates. They have already finished their campaign, but they were also sending a lot of updates to the Kickstarter community, and they did it. So most of their community just came to our campaign, and they just backed us up. So it's really important. It doesn't cost anything because you just have to write an email, and we did a lot of money because of that. There's one dip on our chart, and this is related to COVID, because many of our backers reached us out just to refund a pledge. And the only dip, the only day we didn't make any money, but we lose money, was because one of our backers from the highest tier, so the designer pledge tier, it was around $1,500, just back refunded the pledge. So it was the only day we didn't make any money. Okay, so we have prepared a very extensive launch plan for our Kickstarter campaign. We have prepared it for about 5 months before we launched it. So it was before the world was all about the COVID, because in Poland, I believe it was in January when we first heard about the COVID and how significant it is for our market and for the whole world. But what we did, and what I want to stress out, is the coming soon page. And it's very important because you can gather your community even before you start your Kickstarter campaign. So if you have a coming soon page, you can share it with your already existing community on Discord, on Steam, whenever you want. You can reach the media, but be assured that some of the medias will just decline your offer to include your Kickstarter campaign as a news, because it's not worth it for them. It's not interesting. So you always have to have anything extra in value just to give them. So what we did is we sat down with one of our producers, and we have recorded a 10-minute gameplay video from one level of the game. It was called Twisted and Perverted. And we did it as an IGN exclusive coverage. So they were mostly interested in the first gameplay video from the game, but they also mentioned about the Kickstarter campaign as an added value. And it really boosted our visibility as well. I believe we can go to the next slide. Yeah. So COVID, I believe it's the most important thing I would like to tell you today, because no one expected that we will go into a global pandemic. And I have to say it, I was the one who was very skeptical about going with a Kickstarter campaign during the start of the pandemic, because people were losing jobs. And I thought that they will be not really interested in spending more money on video games or just to spend money when they don't have any income. I was wrong, and I am happy to admit it because we did a great job and we got funded in 36 hours. But what was unexpected is that we had to work remotely on the Kickstarter campaign because from the beginning of March 2020, all of our company was sent home. So we had to adapt, we had to work remotely throughout the whole campaign. As it turned out, it went great because people, this is my opinion, people will cut from some of the social breaks during the work. So no one asked me to go to grab a coffee or just smoke a cigarette. And working from home, especially for me, was very convenient. I could sleep more, so I was more relaxed. I had more time for my family, and it really helped to clear my mind. But what is more important, when we are working remotely, I got a constant feedback from our team or from our devs about some things we want to share. It was easier to reach them, and it was easier to develop a constant pipeline to develop some news or updates throughout our all community. But just to be sure, you will have to support your Kickstarter campaign almost 24/7, mostly on the first couple of days and the last couple of days. Because as I said, we were funded in 36 hours, and it was like 3 or 4 a.m. in Poland. And we were ready with the update about being 100 funded. And today I think that it wouldn't be a bad thing just to wait till morning, because as we saw on some of our charts, the visibility was okay, and we could wait. Nothing bad would happen. But the next thing I want to say is that you should be very adaptive. You should always check your flow charts. If you are going low, or if you see that people have stopped backing you up, just reach out to your friends, find another way just to adjust your campaign, or just push it somewhere to the media. Okay.
Nice. Okay, so I will switch the topic to the next thing, to the campaign structure. So since me and Matt, we are not the artists, so we do not have enough knowledge to tell you something more about the graphics itself. All I want to say is that I think this is the most important thing because the campaign has to be eye candy. It has to be catchy. So we thought quite a big time about the campaign structure and how we want to sell the whole thing. So as you can see on those two graphics, those are our first approaches to the graphic layout of the campaign, and you can't read it anything at all because it's bad in terms of the visibility of the fonts, etc. But it has one common thing. It's collaborating with our Kickstarter, with the Gamedec, with the game, because as you can see, those vertical lines are similar to the branching paths, to the one of the most important Gamedec core features. So we thought that it will be a cool feature to have the graphic layout similar to what we want to sell with the game. And we finally published the campaign with such graphics. Why? I think that clarity won because, in our opinion, those graphics are pretty, and it's collaborating with the transparency. So we did PNG, and the whole Kickstarter layout is white, and we felt that we could not make some fun with the graphics, but we could switch for example, alignment of the text of the graphics. So we could add text with the graphic on the same line, and I think that was the core feature of such layout. And of course, it's Gamedec is all about virtual worlds. It's 22nd century, and out here we can also see the something digitally glitchy stuff. So I think it also correlated with our premise. The next thing, Here we have references to other Kickstarters that occurred in 2019 or 2020. And what I want to say about it, it's that you should think twice about your campaign structures in terms of how long should be it. In our case, we decided to drop all those things like budget, the team, because people don't give a F word about about us, because we are not celebrities. We are just small. Sorry, Łukasz, small devs. Yeah, not recognizable enough. So we thought that we should focus at the first time on the game itself. So about the features, about what we want to sell with the game. So yeah, just there is no any good recipe how to make the Kickstarter or if it will be successful. But think twice about those sections. Which section, in your opinion, should be good? Of course, there are some must-have things like short description, video, of course, stretch goals. So there are some core schemes in the whole campaign, but think how you can creative also approach to those things. And yeah, one of those things that is the most important one is the gameplay video, because this is the first asset that you are seeing on the campaign. So what's important? Just skip the intro. Skip the dev talking, skip all the logos that are unnecessary. Since the first second you should attack the potential player, potential buyer with the gameplay. So try to think about that video, that the first 15 seconds are the most important, and try to sell your game how the game look like in the real life. So try not to hide HUD or any other things. It should be, I think, something like not maybe raw gameplay video, because it should be also have some good pacing and be catchy for the players. But this is the asset that will be distributed about all external things. Yeah, I have in mind, like, for example, media coverage. Media doesn't care about Kickstarter itself. They can write about your game. In our case, it was like putting the gameplay video for the IGN, and they were more open to do a coverage and then mention that we are going with the Kickstarter. But no one will write about your Kickstarter campaign. I have media tier 1 in mind. So make sure that you have something unique also for them to sell your game and be more, try to put more exclusive stuff for them. This is the thing that media likes. The next thing, we used to call it as an elevator pitch. What it's all about? It's all about put all the important stuff about your game in the short section, pretty high in the whole structure. So it should be just right down after the short description. It's work like an FAQ, if I can say like that. So it provides the players all the important info about your game. So you can read is it the single or multiplayer, all about the genre tags, if you are supporting the controllers, all about the release window, and all those important things that are similar for, I can say, like for the FAQ. So yeah, this is the short graphic, but it's explain a lot of useful stuff. So I think it's also the most important thing, just right after the gameplay video. And yeah, since Mateusz is the community manager and slowly approached me, I will leave the space for him, and he will explain what is social media goals graphic.
Yeah, I believe it's self-explanatory. It's very easy and short. So basically, we did a little game with our community on Kickstarter. So we asked them just to share our Facebook post with the launch of the campaign or our tweet. And if they have reached some goals, we just unlock some tiers with additional rewards. Those rewards don't have to be fancy, don't have to be super exclusive. It can be very simple, but they all have this little competition just to reach this goal. If they see that they have like 28 Facebook shares, they will just stimulate their friends or even families just to reach this 30 tier, just to get some additional things to the game or outside the game. It can be a wallpaper pack or a simple figurine inside the Gamedec's apartment in the game. Yeah, just be creative and let them have some fun.
Okay, I'm gaining once again the mic. So right now we will show you some bullets. Since this presentation was created to give our friends from Anshar Studios, the postmortem stuff about Kickstarter, we just tweak it to give you guys more bullets and discuss in a second, is this the thing worth doing or not? So what we did with our campaign, we split the rewards between digital and physical. It was a good approach in our heads because also like graphic assets, it was collaborating with the game because we have also virtual worlds and realium, and we thought that hey, do something crazy stuff, try to mix it in some way, but yeah, physical rewards are tough as hell, and yeah, we have to admit that we still didn't realize all the fulfillment stuff. It's not also related to COVID and all the delays with, for example, vinyls. Yeah, it's also our fail, and yeah, we're just warning you that if you are if you are not experienced with the physical rewards, reconsider it if it's worth doing it, because it can cause a lot of pain and problems with the fulfillment stuff. The next thing is the reward scheme. So yeah, it's I think maybe it's not look difficult, but it was difficult to track it after the campaign ends. So what we had in mind, try to do some variation. Let's say that we put a lot of different rewards, and we did it for the purpose of creating each reward maybe not exclusive, but catchy and have something unique in it. Yeah, that was fail because it caused a lot of havoc. I can say that? Chaos, yeah, pain, and all the bad stuff. Because yeah, if you would like to do a reward scheme, try to stick with include all above. So it's the simplest thing, and it's working. And yeah, I think that's all. I don't know what to say more to say how bad it was. Yeah, the next thing, money. So we did something called Kickstarter Special. As you can see on this chart, Kickstarter Special was priced on the same level as Gamedec, and it was basically the similar tier, but it contains something exclusive. That exclusivity pushed players to try to go to that reward and check what's inside. So that exclusivity value forced them to pay more, even if we had those early birds available. So I think that it's a good approach to give to your community something unique. And as for the early birds, yeah, I think that's on knowledge of the basic level. So basically, you are doing the early birds. This is the same tier as the Gamedec one. So it has the game included, but it's limited and it's cheaper than the base reward with the game. So we did 2 batches of the early birds. I think it was 200 copies at first, and then we just adjust the money, make it $2 more expensive than the initial one. And to sum up, the early birds, we managed to fund like 9% of the whole score of the campaign. So we consider it as a success. What we got over here, it's the backers' creative input. So yeah, we talk with our dev team what we can do together to give people, give the players opportunity to do something for the game. So we did a lot of different rewards. For example, they can put their name on the wall in the one of the game location. They can record the voicemail, or they can include a real graphic asset in the game, like graffiti or poster. So yeah, make sure that those things are also available, because people love such initiatives. People love to have something, their own. They created the asset, and it will be in the game. So for a lot of people, this is a nice reward. There was a warning sign, because make sure that you have those rewards put it wisely, because, for example, in our case, it was like, for example, 20 voicemails, because we weren't able to make them more, and it causing much more work for the devs. So try to balance those numbers and talk with dev team. We had some rewards limited in the middle range tier, and it caused the problem, because people sold out those tiers, and we had the gap in the mentioned middle range. Let's just imagine that someone has $100 and he wants to pledge one of those fancy rewards, and you don't have anything to provide to them. So don't do that. We after I think 2 days, it was a quick rescue mission. We did the another drop of prices from the middle price range, and it also, here's the warning sign. It also caused the problem, because those initial backers who bought those pledges at first were not maybe angry, but they were frustrated, because we did the same batches of rewards, so we had to adjust them and make something unique. So we did, for the physical purposes, we did some holograms to make the first batch more attractive, and we increased the price. For the second batch of the rewards. As for the rewards, try to avoid $1 or $5 rewards, because they are not useful at all. In our case, we did the $5 rewards, and less than 1% of the whole backers pledge that, choose that reward. We thought that it could increase the numbers of backers, but if you want to do that, you can do it. But if you do not have enough time, just try to make the time more useful and focus on other things, because maybe in our case, but it not worked at all. The next thing is something that you can do outside of the Kickstarter. We talked with some friendly devs and ask them if they can give us more codes for their games, for the giveaway, some discounts. We talked with Displayed. This is the company that are making metal posters. So we thought that will be a good thing to also provide to the Kickstarters. So if it's possible, try to go outside the Kickstarter and make some funny things. It can also be, of course, digital things, not only physical ones, but it's good in terms of the creativity of you, and in the whole scope, it looks good. As for the next things, we didn't have any media build. Like Mateusz said, we maybe were saved by the fact that we had those 10 minutes gameplay video, but people want to check your game in action, so we strongly recommend you to have any kind of demo version. It can be like 20 minutes even, but it's important to you should give people the opportunity to try your game. And later on we switched those community for our QA team, but I'm spoiling right now your slide. Sorry, so I'm moving next. Those expanded slot for physical rewards. If you are decided to do physical stuff, try not to limiting them because it's causing problems. What you have to think about is the good balance of the price of the price basically. So those physical rewards should be paid, should cost. How can I say it? It should give you the profit, not loss. Basically, that's all. The next thing is the industry support. Try to reach your friends, or as a dev, post some things on Twitter or other stuff, and try to be visible, because we did some approach to companies, as you can see on the image on your right, and it's just giving you a lot of buzz, but in terms of it's not media coverage, it's organic traffic, and it's give you a lot of visibility, and it also boosts your morals when other devs are helping you. So we have very kind industries, so do not afraid to reach other devs. IGN exclusive coverage, once again, it's good, do that. Cross promo, this is the thing that also Mateusz discussed. So this is the Pathfinder thing. It boosts our campaign. It's like second life for our campaign, because the income was real. So try to do such things, because you are just basically switching the backers. So you can reach additional batch of players that are not aware that the game like yours is currently on the Kickstarter, and it's looking for not only money, but for the community. And the last thing is community-driven marketing, but this is a way too big stuff to put it on the small bullet. So this is good. And what Kickstarter-driven community-driven marketing is all about, I will leave you to Mateusz.
Thank you, Jakub. It's good to be back. I didn't know what to do with my hands anymore, so it's great to be here. So basically, you have your backers, you have your community, what to do next, where to put them. What we did is we set up a Discord server way before the Kickstarter, and we started gathering people way before the Kickstarter. So we did some puzzles, some mini games, some contests, just to let people know that we have a Discord server. We asked them to submit some contest applies through the Discord server. When we had a group, an active group of people who did something more than just join the server, we gave them a special role on the server and some special hidden channels, which were only visible to them. And what we did is before we did a Kickstarter campaign, we have decided to show them whole Kickstarter campaign, all of it. We were standing naked and roast us. Hopefully and luckily, most of them were Kickstarter veterans, so they showed us that we are wrong. We should reschedule some things. We should re-edit some paragraphs. We should skip some paragraphs. We should extend some paragraphs. So basically, they showed us how to improve our Kickstarter campaign. And we are very grateful because we did that. Of course, you have to filter it because someone just don't have to be the smartest guy in the room. So you have to filter it. But yeah, listen to your community, adapt. If they have some ideas you can implement without using a lot of workforce, just do it. We did it, and it was a very good decision. We basically invited our devs to our Discord server. So if anyone has any question related to narrative or programming or how to make something work in the engine, we didn't have to be on the 24/7 watch, because when I woke up, some of the devs already replied to this question. Thanks, guys. Yeah, and it was a very good idea because people like to be in touch with devs, not only the PR and the marketing, because they think that we only lie and try to sell the game. That's not true. But yeah, it's always great to have some devs just responding to people. It just looks good and natural. And what we did, and it was awesome, we did something that we were calling a backer's build. So it was it was one of the cases from the game. It was basically a demo. It was a pre-alpha, I believe. It was very early stage of development of this level. And they have provided us with a lot of feedback, how to improve the game, how to redesign some of the UIs, and they just gave us a free QA. So yeah, use it because they do it for free. Yeah. And what we did is we already knew that we will be doing some of the free DLCs for the game later on. We had two ideas. We thought about the post-apocalyptic world. Or we could use the Lovecraft's IP just to do another level for the game. And we did a survey for our community, for our backers. And they have decided that we have a game about a game detective. Let's use the Lovecraft's lore just to put our detective in another lore in which he fits. So yeah, basically it was 30 for Apo and 74 for the Lovecrafts. So yeah, we'll do the second one, obviously. And it fits, so why not?
It's still yours.
Yeah. I won't give you the mic this time. So basically, what we thought is we should do Kickstarter updates very often. The largest gap we had between some updates was 2 days. You have to stimulate your community. We did a lot of lists regarding what can we explain, what can we define. We did a lot of Kickstarter updates about the game mechanics, about the lore. We had the pleasure to work with Marcin Przybyk, who is the author of the Gamedec book saga. So I just asked him, Marcin, write me 5 sentences about one thing, and he was back to me with 50 pages of just straight text. So yeah, we had to cut a lot. But this is a free stuff you can use not only on Kickstarter, but also on your social media or Steam announcements. So basically, when you do a Kickstarter update, you can just copy it to other medias. It's free stuff. People like it. I thought that some of the game mechanics needed explanation or a lore expanded text are very catchy. So our community liked it a lot. And it was very important to remember about switching your images, profile pictures on all of your social media or places where your game is visible. So Steam capsules, etc., Facebook covers on your page. You can even switch name on Twitter for free. So we did that. We did something like Gamedec available on Kickstarter now or back us on Kickstarter. And every person which was in some kind of activities with our account and clicked on our profile saw it on the cover and in the name. And it really boosts the visibility of your Kickstarter campaign. So use it. Again, it's free.
Yeah, before I will move to this graphic, as for the Steam, make sure that you are in touch with Steam, because try not to do anything sneaky behind their back, because Kickstarter is a way other platform. So it's good to be in touch with any platform holders and have a clear, feedback and messaging. What are you doing? So in our case, they were open to mention Kickstarter on their pages, on the Gamedec Steam page. So yeah, that's only a small feedback to what Mateusz said. And as for the marketing roadmap, you can do whatever you feel that it's useful to you in terms of the tool. We use the Excel, and this is the short glimpse of our marketing plan. Here we can see 5 months ahead of the Kickstarter. And what is the most important thing is to catalog your assets or marketing assets you want to distribute. In terms of, for example, priority, we felt that videos are the most impactful in terms of visibility. Media loves videos. So we tried to did it a lot of tried to did a lot of videos, maybe some kind of dev diaries, try to bundle it with the events, because right now after the COVID I feel that everyone knows that the Steam landing page is the most important thing in terms of generating wish lists, so everyone wants to be there. And the same goes to the 2020, because I feel that after PAX East, people used to switch their the focus, and only digital events were available. We did some dev diaries, other articles, and a lot of social media fluff. So yeah, make sure that you have any kind of marketing roadmap planned ahead. And it's time for the summary. What we achieved with the campaign: we founded the game, and it boosted our visibility. And it's also worth mentioning that we did the Kickstarter with the feeling in the heads that we did the Kickstarter to boost the visibility in terms of gathering more community. We knew that even if we failed the campaign, it will be some strain and fail, but it was like it was. But I want to say that we had in mind that we had some kind of other opportunity that for a lot of smaller devs, it's like be or not to be in the game dev. That's something also that Matt will discuss, that you have also other alternatives. But it boosted our visibility, and we gained a lot of feedback from the community. So, those 5K backers was a huge boost for us in terms of how we develop the game. It was like additional QA stuff. We asked them everything. We did some surveys about even things like, hey guys, would you like to have vertical or horizontal UI? Yeah, but right now I'm talking about dev team and I'm just PR guy. About thoughts. After more than 1 year, I feel that campaign was a good thing, and I'm glad that we did the campaign because people were hungry for distractions and they tried to kill some time. So the digital entertainment is a thing, and we are lucky enough to have that audience that can sit in the home and play. And it was huge morale boost for us, for our devs, and massive validation of our premise, because even without the available demo or build, people trusted us. So that was a good thing for us. Small bullets. Remember that ending a Kickstarter campaign doesn't end your support, so you have constantly work on those marketing bits or fulfillment stuff, etc. Here we have BackerKit. We used BackerKit as a pledge manager tool. You have other free alternatives. We liked Kickstarter BackerKit because it also had that add-ons, and we raised in BackerKit additional 5,000. Discord. Matt, I think said enough about Discord. Do the Discord or other social media place that you feel that your community is like, and you have a lot of community out there. Do a closed beta. It's also all about that preview build and demo, because you have a lot of useful feedback and you can use it. As for the additional activities, if you are on that wave that you are successfully founded your campaign, make use of that short amount of time when people talking about your campaign, because you can do a lot of additional stuff. We did some, additional marketing bits with other, for example, streamers, influencers, and it was caused by the fact that we were funded and other media talked about us. Connect with the production, with the dev team about your plans, because it was constant work till the premiere. Even right now, when we are in the bug fixing and additional features type of work, we still talking with production. So this is, I think, the most important thing to keep in touch with the dev team. And I think that those two things are not worth to elaborate more. Just make sure that you are using the visibility for contact building, and the end of campaign was the next checkpoint that we reached, and we had to build the campaign for the additional months. Once again, what we want to achieve right now. Of course, release the game, but what's during that marketing campaign. Okay, so I will leave you for the last time with Mateusz. Good luck.
Thanks. So basically, slide, please. Sorry. Thank you much. We were asked to say something about how to improve the Kickstarter itself, so the platform. So from our experience, what is the most important thing to fix is to fix the internal editorial tools for Kickstarter. It's not intuitive. It's very strict. So if you do, for example, a Kickstarter update, you only have 30 minutes to edit. So if you have typos, leave it. Okay, it happened. But if you paste something twice, or if you just mess something up, you have only 30 minutes to fix it. If you don't do it in 30 minutes, you will have to leave it or delete the whole update. So it looks bad just to delete an update, so you just simply leave it. What also needs improvement is the how you build the Kickstarter structure. So your page. We believe that it will be great to include some kind of an import function from the HTML, just to make it easier. You can do it outside Kickstarter and just import the file. It would be great. I don't know how will it impact the performance of Kickstarter sites, but it will be a really nice thing to have. If you had an option to switch with some of the modules on the Kickstarter page, it would be awesome as well. Because why not switch, I don't know, pledges with rewards, or do some mix up with the sections. What is great, and we didn't have it at the time, is that Kickstarter opened to other currencies. So I think that people will be more keen to back some projects in the currency they earn. Some people, when they hear that, for example, from Poland, that we need dollars, they are frightened that the exchange will kill it. So basically, they want to buy some stuff, but they are afraid that it will be cost more because of the exchange. So it's a great thing that Kickstarter included some currencies which we didn't have at the time. And as Kuba said, don't treat Kickstarter as your only option. It's great for visibility, but it shouldn't be your only option. We had this relaxing situation that we already had the funds to finish the game, and we use it only for the visibility. But even if you fail, you will get a lot of media attention. You will get some basic community just to interact with. So use it. Thank you very much. My name is Mateusz. This is Kuba. If you have any questions, you can hit us up on Twitter or via our email. And if you want to download the presentation, just send us an email or just scan the QR code. Thank you very much. Those are questions for you.
Yeah. Okay, so I will plug it off and try to answer those things. Why in Kickstarter traffic analysis recommendations discovery is mentioned twice? From what I remember, if it's related to the Kickstarter tools, Kickstarter, for example, drops 2 or 3 emails. So I can recall right now what it was, but Kickstarter do a lot of stuff at the beginning of the campaign and at the end. So it can be just, bad UTM tracked, but it'll also be, any additional traffic. Kickstarter dashboard allows you to check which action was placed out there. You can also use UTMs to track every single action that you are doing. So yeah, maybe that's why. The next question is helping with Kickstarter campaigns part of what you are offering Anshar Publishing. Yeah, I think that we are open to help you in any way. So even if it's all about just marketing feedback or helping you with the marketing, just hit us up on those emails. We are here to help you. Okay, so thank you once again and have a great. I see that there is no questions, but maybe. Yeah, okay, sorry. Apologize.
Did you consider any other platforms that Kickstarter, why you choose that one? For example, why Indiegogo?
We felt that Kickstarter is, I think, the biggest one. So yeah, I think that it was only major thing that we discussed internally, that this is the thing, and the video games were hot because we had those. We were just after Blasphemous, I think, Divinity, and other games. So it was that time that we felt that Indiegogo isn't big enough, but as you said, you have also those alternatives, so you should also reconsider. And if you are, for example, not successful on Kickstarter, try on Indiegogo for the next time. So it's good that we have some kind of also alternatives in terms of crowdfunding platforms. Thank you. Okay, I see that's all. So thank you once again and have a nice day. See you at party.